Welcome, everybody, to the 16th episode of the Nintendo Roundtable podcast. It's so good to see you. If you're watching this on YouTube, we have video now, which is really, really cool. Welcome, good to have you. So, today's episode is a special one because it is episode 5 of COLLABMAS, meaning that we are at the very end of our holiday season of collaboration content here on the channel. I know it's very sad, but you know what? All good things must come to an end. And that said, I actually had a really great time putting together all the videos that you've seen over the past couple weeks. And if you haven't seen them yet, I would highly recommend you do. All 5 episodes are really, really great, including this one. This one's gonna be great too, obviously, duh. Jokes aside, I really, really am proud with some of the work that we've done this past month, and a huge thank you to all of the guests that have made it through all of the uploads that have gone on for the past couple weeks, including the ones that you'll be seeing today. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's just slow our rolls down a little bit here. Anyway, aside from that though, today is also our last podcast of the year. It's so weird, isn't that wild? So, I figured today, as a little send-off to the year 2022, we would end things on a little bit more of a festive note. Festive? You can see the tree behind me. So today, rather than talking about news or video games or like anything like that, we're gonna scale things back a little bit and focus on each other. So, all that said, in honor of the holiday, I sent this nice little digital letter. I sent this digital letter to some friends of the channel with some fun holiday-themed questions for them. So, that said, here they are. Take it away, guys.
Happy holidays! What are my plans for this holiday season? Well, you might hear pretty often that content creators don't take breaks. So honestly, I am most excited to do nothing for the holiday season. My plan is just to be around loved ones, friends, family, and sleep. I want to just enjoy sleeping. Honestly, that's my main set of plans. For New Year's, I've got a little bit more going on. I've got a bunch of friends who are visiting Canada for the first time, and they're gonna be in the Montreal area, and we're gonna go out and do a bunch of fun things if they can handle the snow. So otherwise, yes, I'm very much looking forward to just sleeping and getting time to relax. That's definitely the big one there. Do I have any traditions for the holidays? Usually, I pick an anime to watch with my friends. So a lot of times I'll rewatch Fullmetal Alchemist. Sometimes I'll watch Your Name. Really depends. I don't think I have one very exact thing that I do all of the time. My favorite video game from 2022. It's tough. I haven't finished Xenoblade 3 yet, so I'm gonna default to the easy answer, which is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, any new Pokemon game just makes me so happy. There's so much hype around the launch, and I am specifically excited for all the upcoming VGC with Scarlet and Violet. I've already been having a lot of fun doing battles. I thought, even despite the performance issues, the games are so good. So probably Scarlet and Violet, easy one for me. I freaking love Pokemon. Easy answer. Favorite gift that I've received or have given over the years? This one's a hard one for me to answer because, well, the cheesy answer is the one that I feel, which is the best gift that I have are the people around me. So I don't really think about materialistic things. Like, that's not to say it's great to give and receive gifts, but I never really think about it. I just get so happy to be around people that I care about. So it's hard to pick otherwise what my favorite gift is. I got this sweater as a gift and it was meaningful because it came from a friend. Yeah, I don't really have a standout memory for that one, but I think that regardless of what you give to people, the fact that you are thinking about them when you pick something out, like, that is the most special thing in the world. So it's cheesy, but that's my answer. But yeah, wishing everyone a nice warm holiday season, happy new year, and things like that. And yeah, here's to more fun stuff in 2023.
My plans for the holiday season is actually flying up to Hokkaido, which is Japan's most northern and coldest island. I live in central Japan, so it doesn't snow that much, in winter compared to like up in Hokkaido, and I've never had a white Christmas before. I'm from America in the South, so I've never had a white Christmas before, so this will be my first white Christmas. I'll be surrounded by snow, I'll be surrounded by friends, we're gonna do some hot springs, we're gonna go see some polar bears and some penguins, so I'm really excited about that. Do you have any traditions, gaming related or otherwise? I am honestly not that big of a traditions person. I do like to have change in my life every once in a while. I like to try new things, and traditions just sound really traditional, so I'm not really super into them. But one I can think of that I really like is my family. Like, my mom goes out and gets the whole family matching pajamas every single year. In fact, I have some on now. These are my Christmas pajamas from like 2017 or something like that, and she goes and she gets everyone matching pajamas. So on Christmas Day, we'll open them on Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day, like, the whole family will match. So I think that's a really cute idea and one that I don't mind. So yeah, there's that one. Favorite video game. I have it. My favorite video game. 1 second. I have it right here. My absolute favorite video game of 2022 is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I'm so happy I said it right, because sometimes I just say Fire Emblem. I still say Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but this game is just a great addition to the like 3 Houses family of games. I really just loved playing as Dimitri, Claude, and Edelgard, running around, hacking and slashing, and I've never really been a Dynasty Warrior fan before, but if anything can get me into the Dynasty Warrior style of gameplay, it's definitely Fire Emblem. And it was just fun going back and seeing these characters, and it's crazy how nostalgic this game has made me for a game that's only 3 years old. And so the gameplay's fun. There's so much story here that stays really faithful to Fargus and faithful to Fire Emblem 3 Houses' lore. So yeah, I mean, if you even enjoyed 3 Houses a little bit, you have to pick up this game. It is super fun. It's definitely my favorite. Despite all of the crazy games that have come out this year, this was my favorite. I really cannot think of almost any flaws that I have or problems that I have with this game. Okay. Lastly, what's your favorite gift that you've given or received over the years? Ooh, my favorite gift that I have received was probably, yeah, definitely my Nintendo 64. I think I got it in maybe 2001. And I know I got it with Super Mario 64. And I think I also got it with, I want to say Star Wars Pod Racing, which was a really difficult game, and I definitely couldn't even beat the second level when I was a kid, but it was my first jump into Super Mario as a series, was Super Mario 64 on Christmas morning, getting my Nintendo 64. I just had like a regular gray Nintendo 64, but because I had a sister, we had like the gray controller that came with the Nintendo 64, and then we also had, remember those like the clear controller with the clear cases, and it's like clear purple. You can see like the computer chips through it. One of my favorite controllers of all time. I love that. So that was just like a really special Christmas morning, and I was able to just after that get other games like Snowboard Kids, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, diving into Nintendo for the very first time in like Christmas 2001. Yeah, I mean that's my favorite. That was my favorite Christmas gift ever, probably. As far as stuff I've given, I can't really remember, but I did recently give my best friend a Hatsune Miku anime figure that she'd been looking for a long time, and just to see her face light up, that she'd been looking for it for so long, I was really happy that she liked it. So that's on that.
Okay. Hi. Yes. Hello. My name is Lex. I go by that Lex Plays on the internet. And, Merry Chrysler. Crimin. Merry Crisis. Go play Crisis, but maybe don't. Do people still play Crisis? Probably. Not the point. Generally, for the holiday season, it kind of depends on things. My holiday, plans this year are kind of just chill. Mostly gonna hang at home, maybe do some stuff with my parents and my family, play some games, and then just vibe. Maybe late at night I'll do a stream, or, do stuff, with some friends on the internet at some point in the day. I got no real plans at the current moment. So, when this goes up and you see, me going live, I don't know, maybe hang, I don't know. I got no plans. Just one of those kind of things. I don't have a couple of major holiday traditions that I do. Sometimes I watch the movies and like to get in like the mood. I love like the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoons, the Rankin Bass kind of stuff. I also love the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is objectively the best version of the Christmas Carol. Do not fight me on this, you will lose. You can have another opinion about Christmas Carol. You're just gonna be wrong. Muppet Christmas Carol S tier. I don't care who needs to hear it. Get wrecked. But I also just love doing like fun like Christmassy one shots and stuff like that. I got to do a one shot of a Christmas Carol in D&D. So that was kind of neat. Ignore the lights. The lights are just gonna do their whole thing because I'm being festive. Ha! I'm very tired. But like any other real tradition I have is just basically just going online and playing video games and doing dumb things, which is really just like a Friday for me anyway, honestly. So, Ooh. My favorite game of 2022 though is kind of tough. There were a lot of pretty good ones. I really enjoyed playing through Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. I've been playing through that again right now, and it's been really good. I have been really enjoying myself. Tunic is really good. I love my little fox boy. I loved Hooked on You, the Dead by Daylight dating sim, because I like DBD. I kind of enjoyed Horizon Forbidden West. However, it was a little bit too long for its own good, I think. And then I still need to get on to Stray, and I need to play Pentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and say Tunic and Lego Star Wars are my top games of the year. And Hooked on You, because I am thirsty. Whoops! What is my favorite gift that I've given or received over the years? Oh, God. What even is my answer for that? I did get some nice things last year. I got sound panels, another monitor, so now I have 3 monitors. Tech is always just a nice thing. It's like, cool equipment upgrades or other stuff. I think the other really fun thing I liked getting was... Got a Kigurumi once for, from a Secret Santa. I got a bunch of really good socks and other stuff. And, I think a couple of, like, major consoles. I got, the PS4 for Christmas one year. And I did technically get myself a PS5 for Christmas. So that's... But I did that to myself, so that doesn't really count. The best gift I've given, though... I did give one of my good friends one of the annoying dog plushes from Fangamer, and I'm pretty happy about that one. That one's pretty good. So, yeah. Are the antlers too much? Nah, I'm keeping them on. Get Merry Chrysler!
What are your plans for the holiday season? So my plans for the holiday season are to fly from California to go visit my parents and my little sister. It's nice, it's simple, it's cozy. Any traditions? So one of our Christmas morning traditions that we do every single year for as long as I can remember is sausage cheese balls. And it's exactly like what it sounds like. It's sausages cheese. It's about the size of a meatball. And my parents make this massive batch of them on Christmas morning. And so you just grab a plate, grab your coffee, grab your hot cocoa, and we all just sit around and open presents and munch on these for breakfast. And they are delicious. Favorite game from 2022? Oh, okay. So my favorite game from 2022 is kind of a complicated answer. I only played maybe 6 or 7 games that actually came out this year. I spent a lot of time playing like GameCube, Wii, or like previously released games this year. So as far as my favorite game that came out in the year 2022, it would have to be Tunic. I love the little fox. He's adorable, but I also really love the art style and the booklet in the game and how it reflects a lot of like the Zelda 1, Zelda 2 guide manuals, and it's very reminiscent of that art style. And then also just the puzzles in Tunic made me like really have to think outside the box at some points, and I loved that challenge. But if I had to pick a overall favorite, including the ones that weren't released in the year 2022, it would probably be a tie between Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn and Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia. I played a lot of Fire Emblem this year, and those two were just so good. I loved them so dearly. The characters, the story, everything. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Fire Emblem Engage in January. So one of my favorite gifts I've ever received is this little guy right here. This was my very first handheld console, and I'd kind of asked for it for Christmas, but at that point I was so used to buying video games and consoles for myself that I wasn't really expecting it to be bought from me. It was just something that was like, oh, this is something that like I've been looking at, you know. So to sit down Christmas morning and unwrap it and have it be like the color that I wanted, and to receive it from someone who was very special to me, I was speechless. I was excited. I felt like a kid again. It was my first handheld. I had no words. I still have no words. It's such a special console to me now, even to this day.
Nintendo Fangirl here. I've got my cozy Yule log, my hot cocoa with fresh whipped cream, my stockings are out. Nico Robin. What could you ask for more than this? This is just life. Plans for the holiday season. So I spent the past couple weeks traveling, working a lot and traveling, and I am just really looking forward. I don't even get much of a break for the holiday season, but I'm really looking forward to my 3-day weekend. Woo! I'm going to play a lot of games. I'm going to see some family. I'm going to hopefully record some videos, but my plans for holiday season are just like unwind just for a couple days. I'll take it. Do I have any traditions, gaming related or otherwise? Well, I celebrate Christmas, so I got all the Christmas traditions, love Christmas music. I collect Hallmark ornaments, especially video game related Hallmark ornaments, Disney Hallmark ornaments, so I love decorating the tree, even though I didn't get to do that this year. Gaming wise though, I don't know if you count this as a tradition, but it's just that I get video games for Christmas every year. Sometimes I buy them for myself. And so every Christmas, when it comes time to visit family, I'm usually playing on my Switch. Sometimes I can get other people to play along with me. Sometimes I can't. I'm fine with that. But like Christmas for me is really like, I'm on my Switch. I'll be on my handheld, whatever the handheld is that year. It was 3DS for many years. I mean, no disrespect to the family that I'm seeing during the holidays, but it's what I do. Any other traditions? Let me think. Not gaming wise, I really like to make Christmas cookies and cookies in general. I will be making some really great chocolate chip cookies tomorrow. I have the recipe right here that I wrote down. And I actually want to try and make nougat for the first time. Pistachio nougat. We'll see about that. My favorite game from 2022. This is a tough one. There were a lot of games that I really enjoyed in 2022. And my favorite is kind of a toss-up. So I'll give honorable mentions first to Pokemon Scarlet Violet, which I've already put well over 100 hours into. It just came out late last month, but super great games, great Pokemon games, really enjoyed them. Second honorable mention to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I just adore and I played so many hours of. I really hope we get a Pokemon Legends game series after that. But I think I have to give the top spot for my favorite 2022 game to Splatoon 3 because I did top 200 hours in that game. I'm still playing it very frequently, pretty much every day. It's taken over, like there's so many other good games like Disney Dreamlight Valley and Ooblets and Pokemon Unite, games that I want to play every day. I don't have time, but I somehow find time to play Splatoon and get those dailies in. So Splatoon 3, the champion. I have to think about this one. Favorite gift you've ever received or given? I greatly prefer giving gifts to getting them in general. I spend many hours and many days crafting the perfect gifts, choosing the perfect gifts to give people. And yet I don't know what my favorite gift I've ever given might be, but I'll tell you my favorite gift I've ever received, which I feel pretty confident in saying this, just because it sticks out in my mind so much all these years later. I want to say it was 1998, so I was 7 years old, almost 8 years old. I was gifted Pokemon Red, and that was actually one of the first games that I owned at all for myself. There were other games in our house that technically kind of belonged to my dad. We usually rented games. Pokemon Red was one of the first games that I owned for myself, and I'm pretty sure I got the Game Boy that Christmas also, but I don't remember getting the Game Boy. I remember getting Pokemon Red, and my brother got Pokemon Blue, and I played the ever-loving heck out of that game because it's Pokemon, and that was the thing to do back in the late 90s. So I don't know if that is specifically the pinpoint moment that caused a chain reaction to become Nintendo Fangirl, but I remember getting that gift to this day, and I thank you to my aunt because potentially changed the trajectory of my life, hopefully for the better, I presume. I'm hoping I answered all of those holiday related questions without lollygagging. Is that even the right term? I don't know. I barely got through this hot chocolate, which I made especially for this video, because I wanted to show off my mug. I bought this at the Nintendo headquarters, actually, in Redmond in 2011. I bought it when the 3DS came out, so 2010? 2010. No, 2011. Somebody can correct me. But thank you for having me, and I'm happy to talk about Christmas holiday stuff. I wish I had more time to celebrate this year. I feel like there's been so much craziness going on. I'm gonna have Revenge Christmas in 2023 where I just do double Christmas and go all out super hardcore on everything, since I didn't have time to do that all this year. I feel like I've missed out. So Revenge Christmas 2023, but I hope you all have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. If you celebrate nothing, enjoy the end of your year, and Happy New Year. Bye.
Hey everybody, Amanda Van Heil here. I hope you all are enjoying the holidays. This year for us is a little different than usual because our house has been under construction for a while due to water damage, so we haven't really been able to decorate much, but I can still wear my Legend of Zelda Christmas sweater, and I have been listening to the Hanson Christmas albums because I do love Hanson, and also Pokemon Christmas Bash. Also, I did get this really funny, I haven't put it together yet and I can't wait to put it together, a dog house gingerbread house kit. Normally I absolutely hate anything involving a gingerbread house, thanks to a very bad experience of me with a gingerbread house when I was 7 and involved me throwing up for about a week. So typically I see one and I just get sick to my stomach, but I thought the dog house was just hilarious. So who knows, maybe it'll get me to a point where I can at least look at a gingerbread house and not want to hurl. Typically what I do though for Christmas is my husband and I will go to his family's house or his parents' house to visit with his family on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we go over to my parents. But I don't know that we'll be spending the day at my parents just because my dad just had knee surgery and he needs to relax and stay off of it as much as possible. So we'll probably just stay home then, but I will be going later on that day to the cat shelter where I volunteer because kitty cats have to eat and take their medicine no matter what day of the year it is, so I'll get to spend Christmas Day with them. I play a Disney princess. I do that as volunteer usually as well, and I got to be Anna for a town event. It was their first ever Christmas on the square. So I got to be Anna. A friend of mine was Elsa, so it was so much fun getting to make magic with all the little kids and make them just so happy. They were so excited to see their favorite characters in person. So it was such a great day. Typically, like the week between Christmas and New Year's, though, I just relax and play video games because there's like nothing else going on, and it's the perfect time just to get caught up or just enjoy the games I currently have. I'm probably just going to be playing a whole bunch of Pokemon Violet because that game is so much fun. I've finished the story mode, but you know, there's plenty of other stuff you can do after that. And it's definitely one of my games of the year, that and probably Haiku the Robot. If you have not played Haiku the Robot, you absolutely need to check that one out. It's a Metroidvania. It is so much fun. It's a lot like Hollow Knight, but happier and less hard. It's also, I guess the best way to describe it is take Roly Poly Oly and make it post-apocalyptic and combine that with a brave little toaster, and then you have Haiku the Robot. It's a great game. Definitely give it a try. It's really funny though when I think about how when I was 5 and Santa brought me my NES, that would completely change my life. I don't think my parents had any idea that was going to happen. I certainly didn't have any idea that sort of thing was going to happen. And I know it sounds super dramatic, but like, if it wasn't for video games, I wouldn't have the amazing friends that I have now. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I get. I wouldn't get to do all these really cool conventions and meet so many people. And, you know, Alec, I wouldn't even know you. So I'm very thankful for that amazing Christmas when I was 5 years old. All I remember is opening it up and playing Mario afterwards. And just from then on, it was just, well, video games are my life now, so I can't really think of anything better there. So everybody, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. Be safe, spend time with friends and family, and hope you have fun. And enjoy 2023, which means Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, that was so nice. Thank you all for all the video submissions, you guys, and Amanda. I loved your sweater. Very, very jealous. So I guess it's come full circle, huh? It's about time that I finally answer the questions that everyone else has been so generous enough to answer for me. So, gosh, if you've listened to a few episodes of this podcast already, you'll know that I always forget to answer my own questions. So be thankful that I'm remembering now. Okay, so anyway, so holiday plans, right? My family usually, I just dropped my pen. Usually keeps things pretty lax as far as the holidays are concerned. We don't really do much, and you know, throughout the whole last couple weeks in a year, we kind of just lie around and do nothing. But this year's gonna be a little bit different because my sister has not been able to, or was not able to clear up her schedule enough to come and spend the holidays with us here in the family, that being myself, my mom, and dad. So for the first time in however long she's been alive, I think it's 22. Just kidding. If she's watching this, she hates me. But yeah, in the past 22 years, this is the first time where we're not gonna be all four together in the same house for Christmas and the holidays. So that'll be a little weird, but hey, I guess that's just part of growing up and getting older and people getting their own lives, which to me, she's always gonna be a little baby, but you know, it'll never not be weird, right? So if you have younger siblings, you probably know what I mean. But, you know, beyond just being together, we also have a tradition of eating pancakes in the morning, on Christmas morning. My dad usually makes those. So I don't know if that counts, but I'll let you guys, the audience, be the deciding factor on that. Pancakes for breakfast. Tradition for the holidays? Yes? No? Vote in the comments. Let me know. Oh gosh. Otherwise though, it's been a great year, and when it comes to thinking about my 2022 in video games specifically, you know, there's a lot of games that I really enjoyed. This is one of those years where I feel like there's a lot to appreciate, and I don't think I played a game that I didn't like. So I guess if you're a follower of the channel already, you might already know that I just this past week released a video with my friend Kiira going over some of my personal picks for the best games of 2022. And if you watch that video, you probably have an idea of some of my favorites over the year. But when it comes to my favorite gaming experience overall, not necessarily the best, I think that's probably going to go to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I don't know, it's just, there's something about new Pokemon releases that is just, it always feels like a huge event, right? And I don't know if it's the same way for you or anybody else that's listening, but it always feels like when a new Pokemon game comes out that there are just friends and people that I've talked to over the years that always flock to the new games, and it's so cool just like sitting on my Switch and getting to see all those people log in for the first time since, you know, probably the last Pokemon game, and talk to them again, and it just feels like a big community event to me. I don't know, but I've had a lot of fun playing that with friends and on streams, obviously, and it's just been a really, really great experience overall. And you know, not aside from that too, just playing the game, I also got to write my first ever published review for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on Go Nintendo, which was really, really cool. And gosh, there's so much to love about Scarlet and Violet already, even though they've only been out for a little over a month. And, you know, that said, I mean, we've barely just scratched the surface of their lifespan. So this is only a small percentage of what my overall takeaway with these games is going to be come the time whenever their, you know, shelf life comes to an end, right? So, yeah, I think my favorite experience of the year might be Scarlet and Violet, even though they might not necessarily be my personal pick for best game of the year. If you want to know what that is, go watch the video. It's great. I spent like 12 hours editing it, and I think it came out really, really good, so. Anyways. But the last question here says, what's your most favorite gift you've ever given or received yourself over the years? I have an answer for this, and it even comes with a photo. Check, I actually prepared this. I have it over here. There you go. There it is. There it is. Is it in the center of the frame? I don't know. I can't tell. But there it is. If you're listening on audio versions, I know you can't see this, but, you know, just to describe it, it's a photo of a really young version of myself with my grandmother, and she is giving me a Nintendo GameCube. This was my jam. But I owe a lot to this woman, and over the years, she's always been one of my personal, just biggest supporters of my passion for video games, and you know, is probably a large part of the reason why I'm sitting here talking about video games and doing this for a living, so. And not to mention, she was also one of the people that gave me my first ever video game console, that being a Nintendo 64. So, if you enjoy any of the content I do, she is a large part of the reason for that. Sadly, she's not with us anymore, but gosh, I made so many memories, not only with the GameCube, but also playing games with her on it. She didn't play a lot, but, you know, she would enthuse me every now and then. And I have so many great memories from that era of video games. And the GameCube, when it comes to gifts that have left an impact on me over the years, I think that's as good an example as I can get, or as any, really, right? That, man, that always sticks in my mind, so. But yeah, I think that's it. There you have it, folks. 2022 is a wrap, and thus is the podcast for the rest of the year. I want to take the time to thank all of my friends who submitted videos for today's episode. That is really, really kind of them. I loved seeing all of you guys' sweaters and decorations in your backgrounds. It's always so cool to see how other people decorate and dress up for the holiday. Even if, like, you're not as big into the holiday. I'm personally not a huge Christmas person, but I like getting into character and dressing the part. So, hey, maybe I am. Maybe I am into the holidays. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be, right? So, anyway, who knows? So, but of course, that said, I also want to take the time to thank you as well. Yes, you watching right now on YouTube or listening on podcast services, streaming services. Because without you, you know, would I still be doing this? I don't know. Maybe I would, but regardless, it's always great hearing you guys' feedback and thoughts on every new episode. It's fun recording them, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much for sticking with me all throughout this past year and all the years prior to that too. You guys rock. You guys are great. I don't know what else more to say, so I hope you have a great rest of the winter season. Thanks for watching and coming along through this final episode of COLLABMAS. Like I said, if you haven't watched them, the previous episodes before today's. There's 4 of them. Definitely go give them a watch. And huge thanks to everyone who's come on these past few videos. It's been great. It's been something to do. I haven't done something like this before. It's been very, very different. It's kept me busy throughout the month of December. And I look forward to doing more in the new year. So here's to a super sweet 2023. But I think we're pretty much at the end here. But before we go, I've got just one thing left to say before we end off 2022. And that is, you probably already know what's coming. Of course, as always, I'm alecandstuff. Do your best out there. I'm rooting for you. And I will see you all again next year. All right? I don't know why I keep pointing with my finger. I'm in a silly mood, but yeah, genuinely, thank you for listening to this podcast episode. Thank you to everyone that tuned in for COLLABMAS, and I hope you have a great rest of your year, and I will see you all in 2023! All right! I think that's a good outro. I'm always so bad at these. Okay, bye! Bye!
Hi there! Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more, and hopefully we'll see each other again in the next video. Bye!